Let's go shopping in the bargain bin for some free agents for the Vikings. Let's do it. Back to Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Lupagus here with a suited up Onebar. And you know what? Free agency is right around the corner, and the Vikings, maybe they'll make some splash signings, but maybe they'll also look in that bargain bin.
Hey, that's where free agency is made. It is in that bargain bin. That's where you get the beautiful gifts that keep on giving for a very good price. And the Vikings have a lot of holes to fill, and they're going to be looking in the bargain bin.
What's one of your favorite movies you ever bought from the bargain bin back in the day when you still bought movies?
Bargain bin, one of my best movies ever. Boy, I mean, I've seen it a million times, but it was Goonies. I mean, Goonies was in there, and it had no right being in there. They should be ashamed of themselves. I think it was a mistake, and I snapped that thing up immediately.
My favorite was The Last Boy Scout.
Yeah, that's a pretty good movie. I watched it again, and it was actually pretty horrible. I remember it being much better.
Yeah,
the program was always in there. They always had unnecessary roughness. There was always good football movies in the bargain bin.
Yeah, there always was. All right, let's get started with some bargain free agents the Vikings could look at. Quasey likes to find some value. Found a few good values last year. Johnny frickin' Munt, topping that list. But let's look at some guys he could look at this year. Where do you want to start? Anybody who's really you just can't wait to talk about?
Let's talk about Morgan Fox, defensive lineman from the Chargers. Morgan Fox, 28 years old, played in all 34 games the last 2 years, started in 21 of them, and absolutely ripped shit up last year for the Chargers. 6.5 sacks, PFF score of 62.5, 62.7. I should give him some love there. And you know what? He's a pass rusher. He gets to the quarterback. He's not going to wall you with his run stuffing defense, but who gives a shit? Because we got Horrible Harry and we got Dalvin Tomlinson, hopefully. So adding a guy like this into the mix who can get after the quarterback, he's not going to cost a ton. His projected value is like $4 million a year or so, and he earned every penny. I want Morgan Fox.
Yeah, he's coming off his best season last year, 6.5 sacks, 38 tackles. 8 tackles for a loss. And you got to go back 2020. Who was there on that coaching staff for the Rams when Morgan Fox was there? Kevin. He knows him. I'm pretty sure they had a couple dinners together. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe they even tickle each other's back for a nap.
They might have. I don't care what they did. I want him to come here, and I want him. I want him bad.
I'm glad you
mentioned that.
I'm glad you said here after that sentence. All right, yeah, Morgan Fox would be absolutely fantastic. I'd love to have another veteran there on that D line. I don't really want to start a rookie there, but if we have to, we will. Damn it, Morgan Fox would be nice.
Well, we don't have the pass rusher. We do not have the pass rushing D lineman on the roster right now, and I don't care if he comes here and has 8 tackles, as long as 7 of them are sacks. So one job only.
Sack. What is he? He's 28 years old, still relatively young.
It's a young buck,
spry.
Buck. Let's go to another spry young buck.
Yeah, I'm going to go to a kicker. I want to talk about the kicker, a guy who's been with the Vikings twice. He's already been a Viking twice. Let's make it thrice. Looking for a cheap kicker. How about Chase McLaughlin? His career started off crazy. He was like on 8 teams in the span of like a year and a half, constantly getting signed, cut, then signed off a practice squad by somebody else. Poor guy must have racked up a lot of miles, but you know what he did last year? He made 83.3% of his field goals. You know who that was better than? Greg Joseph. Much better than Greg Joseph.
You gotta set the bar a little higher and just being better than Greg Joseph. I'm sorry, you lost me there. But you know what? The man's got a hog for a leg. 9 of 12 from 50. Are you kidding me? I thought that was his career stats when I'm looking at it. 9 of 12 from 50 yards. And the big number is he was 100% from extra points. But Chase McLaughlin, if the Vikings come calling, I'm telling them to get effed because I've been there twice and you didn't want me. You didn't want me.
I think the second time he was actually poached. He was poached off the practice squad. That is not the Vikings' fault. I think it was the Jaguars, signed him to the active roster. So
he was poached, but he should have been elevated.
Yeah, he really should have been. But yeah, Chase McLaughlin, what a crazy career it would be if he came full circle back to the Vikings in free agency. And he's not going to cost a lot.
No, he would be very cheap. He's still only 26 years old. We could have our kicker for the next 20 damn years. Let's go, Chase.
Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, let's go to offense. Let's go with the wide receiver, Darius Slayton. I'm sure you put a waiver claim on him back in I'm gonna say back in what was his first year in the league? 2019.
Yeah, I think he was on my team. I think I drafted him in fantasy that year. Darius Slayton is always the guy that ends up on my squad. Former 5th rounder. He's a speedster. He started 40 games for the Giants. He's only 26 years old. Stretch the field. Get your ass out there and stretch the field. One thing is, when you look up anything about Darius Slayton, it says when he gets opportunities, he performs. That Giants offense is not this potent, beautiful offense that's throwing the ball the last handful of years, but he's got good size and he's fast. Number 2, number 3, number 4. Bring him in.
Yeah, his stats did take a little bit of dip when Danny Dimes took over there, but the first 2 years in the league, he had 98 receptions, 1,500 yards total, 8 touches that rookie year. So he can do it. And like I was reading that same thing too. It's like he just kind of lost his spot in the offense. They quit giving him looks. And you can't really say there was a lot of mouths to feed there, but they were definitely feeding Saquon Barkley and, Danny Dimes being a rookie quarterback. That was definitely part of the problems too. But he did bounce back last year with 46 receptions. I think he could be, number 2 between him and KJ Osborne. You're going to have somebody there who can fill that role. And then maybe you draft someone early to be the future.
Yeah, I like Slayton coming in, just kind of being that hybrid number 3. Him and KJ Osborne, just adding another beautiful mouth to feed, like you said. So Darius Slayton,
what a beautiful mouth.
Feeding a mouth. I added the beautiful, but he's still got a lot left in the tank.
Yeah.
And he's not gonna be very expensive. I mean, out of these guys we're talking about, he probably is the most expensive, but he's still not gonna be that expensive.
No, he won't be. All right, who you got next?
Let's go to the secondary. We know we need a veteran in this secondary, whether that's bringing PP back or not. But let's go with Shaq Griffin, the cornerback from Jacksonville. Again, it seems like he should be about 45 years old, but he's only 27. Did not have a great stint in Jacksonville. Only played in 5. What's that?
Does anybody?
Yeah, there's been some great Jaguars over the years. Great defenses.
There was a couple good ones, yeah.
You owe Jacksonville an apology. There's been some good Jaguars.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's watching. We couldn't even find a Jacksonville podcast to do a schooling with.
All right. Well, anyways, he only played 5 games, had a back injury this year. Seasoned vet, still has something to prove. If he was like 29, 30, I would say, all right, screw it. But he's hungry. He wants to get out there, and he's the perfect scenario to come in for a 1-year prove-it deal. And that's all we need. Take some of these young bucks under the wings, get out of here. And he's going to be cheap, $2.5 million.
Yeah, you really just got that one veteran back there to make us feel a little bit more comfortable with what we're going to roll with. You got Cam Dancer, who's got some experience, but that's about it. You bring in a guy like Shaq Griffin, he brings you that experience. You don't have to, force Andrew Booth out there if he's not ready. So I like having that guy in the locker room. You said he's cheap. I forgot he even went to Jacksonville. I thought this guy was still with the Seahawks.
Oh, no. And he's, just to be clear, he was cleared medically. So injury issues, nothing.
I'm hoping to get my results back next week.
No, you're going to fail. You're going to fail whatever tests you took medically.
Oh, my God. All right, let's go with our last one. And a guy who, you think of Brian Flores, you kind of think of this guy, Elandon Roberts. Elandon Roberts, the linebacker, New England and Miami.
Yeah, he knows. Flores and him know each other very, very well. And Roberts coming off, again, a very good season, 4.5 sacks, still only 28 years old. His last contract, the Dolphins, I want to say it was $2 million. I don't have it in front of me, but it wasn't very much. And again, like the cornerback, it would be nice to have an elder gentleman to throw next to the youngster Brian Asamoah in the middle.
Yeah, he's got to have someone help him out, reading coverages, even kind of predicting what the offense may be doing, give him a little heads up. Lennon's been around the block. He's seen everything. And what I was thinking? Maybe Darius Smith and Landon Roberts don't get along. And he knew with Brian Flores here, Landon Roberts was coming. That's why he made that tweet saying goodbye.
Wow, that's really in-depth thinking there. I like it. I like it a lot. But we've made some signings. The Jordan Hicks was a complete flame out. The Nick Vigil, he had some moments, but he was horrible. I think Landon Roberts is the more concrete. Like, he's going to be good. He's not going to be great. He's not going to be horrible. He's just going to be good, and that's what we need.
Yeah, I just really feel like this is going to happen. If this doesn't happen, I'll be more surprised than if it does. I just feel like Flores wants his guy. He's out there. He can go out there and be had. I think are you reading reunion is coming in Minnesota with Roberts and Flores.
Yeah, and those are our bargain bin free agents. There's a ton of them out there. We just picked some that really hit us in the happy parts that we would like to see come at a very discounted price.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, you can't go out there and get every big name that's out there. You got to find some bargains, and these guys would be. You get good bang for your buck on these guys.
Bang for your buck. Let us know in the comments if you got any bargain bin free agents out there. Love to hear them.
All right. So I know you guys are all wondering this, but I'm going to tell you there is no universally agreed plural form of platypus in the English language. Scientists generally use platypuses or just platypus, but they really are supposed to use platypodes. It just never caught on.
Platypi?
That's also acceptable.